This week we're going to highlight the latest crop condition updates from the USDA as well as the latest short-term weather trends. Then we're going to turn our attention to Brazil, where harvest continues to proceed. We're going to come back and look at the latest trends in U.S. export sales and wrap things up with a long-term review of December corn futures. Hi, this is Brian Bastine with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We moved into the last few days in July here, and this corn market remains very weak. Let's turn our attention to the latest crop condition updates from the USDA. Of course, one of the reasons that the market has been under pressure is the ongoing good crop conditions in the U.S. Notice that although the good to excellent ratings dropped 1 point this week from 74 to 73%, it's still 5 points ahead of last year's record yield. Looking at various states, we're looking at the western states, Nebraska, Colorado, South Dakota, Minnesota all declined, while we saw some improvement in Illinois and Iowa. Let's turn our attention now to the aggregate crop condition index. The aggregate index dropped ever so slightly the latest week. Now it's just slightly below the high for the last decade, established in 2016. So we'll keep an eye on that. Even this late in the growing season, notice that index can still change week to week. Let's look at corn silking now. Over the next 2 weeks, from July 27th to August 10th, on average, corn silking increased approximately 17%. So by that second week in August, we should be nearing about 95% of the corn in pollination. Of course, during pollination and even post-pollination, weather is critical to yield potential. Let's take a look at the latest short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-storm weather. We're starting out here looking at a much welcome change in pattern. A much cooler pattern moving in here for 5 consecutive days, coming from northwest to southeast, starting around Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. Highs are going to be in the 70s and 80s, and lows in the 50s and 60s. Let's look at rainfall now through Wednesday, July 30th. Across that green area there, it looks like we're going to be 1 to 2 inches of rain starting Tuesday night and continuing into Wednesday. Moving later in the week now, minor rainfall accumulations from Thursday through Monday in that green area. Again, more cooler temperatures to the north. Let's look at total rainfall now over the next 2 weeks. We're looking here at some normal to slightly above normal rainfall over most areas, the exceptions being parts of northern Wisconsin and northern Minnesota as well as Kansas. Let's shift gears now and focus on harvest trends in Brazil. We're looking here at harvest progress as July 26th, 66%. Notice last year at this time was 86%, and even the 5-year average is 70%. So the Brazilian harvest remains well behind last year and below the average. Still, we expect exports to increase sharply in August and displace U.S. shipments. Speaking of U.S. exports, let's take a look at the latest trends. Now we're looking here at unshipped sales quite high for this time of year. Still though, as we highlight, even though 24-25 exports may set a record, the pace of shipments is likely to slow as those Brazilian bushels work their way into the world pipeline. Our bias on near-term exports is lowered from 40 to 50 per week to 35 to 45. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in December corn. December corn futures as we tape here on Tuesday have fallen to new lows near $4.10 a bushel. Notice, however, from July all the way into harvest in October, still some time for volatility both to the upside and to the downside. That's why we continue to strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement rather than predict price. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.